Hello, this is Dr. Llewellyn, and as you can guess from the title of this brief little lecture, we're going to talk for a few minutes about plague. So, the word plague itself, in terms of defining a lethal epidemic, was coined by the physician Galen in the 3rd century. Plague comes from the Greek word meaning to wound or to strike. Plagues are generally named either for the person who reported them or for whoever was the monarch at the time of the outbreak or the region afflicted, or by an epithet, as in the case of the Black Death. Now, prior to the 19th century, the exact medical cause of plague was unknown until this little sweetheart right here was isolated and identified in 1894 as Yersinia pestis. So, Yersinia pestis traveled across time and from animals, from insects to animals to people in a couple of different ways. It traveled on fleas that were on rodents, most often rats, who then transmitted the bacterium to humans through their bites. Or it traveled through animals or people who could catch the plague by eating rats. Yersinia pestis compromises a body's immune system while at the same time multiplying within the body. Since the compromised immune system can no longer fight against the toxins that are produced, the person dies. And there are a couple of different ways that plague can manifest itself in the body. One way is, of course, bubonic plague. And bubonic is in reference to the nodules or buboes that arise on the body in the place of affliction, usually isolated near the lymph glands, which are in the arm, in the neck, and in the groin. And this is acquired by contact with or a bite of a rodent, although not this one because she's just too sweet. There's also pneumonic plague, which is spread by droplets, and then it affects the respiratory system, which is why it's important to wear masks during times when we encounter these kinds of infectious diseases. And then the third way that this little biological superhero can manifest itself is through septicemic plague, and that is an infection in the blood which occurs when bitten by an animal that is infected. So there have been a few global plagues connected with this bacterium across the span of history: the plague of Athens, the Antonine plague, the plague of Justinian, the Near East plagues, the Black Plague, and then the Columbian Exchange. If you have questions about this, feel free to email me at isenbl@plu.edu.